Hi guys. So I thought I'll do a quick um, demo of the Watershed Lab that we did in class in case you were absent or you missed it in class because you forgot to take a picture of it or something like that. So you have at least something you can still do the write up. So this is this one right here. I can see like you know many people have already handed in because it's a pretty short and straightforward lab. We did it in the 45-minute period that we had in class.
Mr. Messenger, please contact the
The
main office.
instructions are
Mr. Messenger, please contact the main office.
on the handout. I'm just gonna do it right here on the camera here so you guys can see. So the first thing we did was so I had a tray here, piece of paper, right? I'm going to crumple it up. I'm just gonna just like not crumple it too much, but just enough to create kind of these ridges and valleys, right? Which is going to be our watershed. So we're simulating a watershed here. Now I'm going to tape it down so that it doesn't flatten out when we kind of do that. When we wet it down, and we need to kind of tape it down pretty well so it doesn't move. Okay, and we need to mark off where the ridges and the valleys of this paper is. So we're gonna do that by using water soluble markers. So it seems like the dark blue worked better than the light blue. Some people are not having very good luck with the light blue, and but I think part of it also has to do with you really want to put a lot of ink on it, so you're not just kind of really lightly going over the making the lines, but you want to um, really put a lot of ink on it. So I'm going to take the blue marker and going to nothing that need to see. I'm going to mark where the ridge is. Put a lot of ink on it here, so I'm seeing the high points here. Right, looks like this over here. I'm wondering if this would have been done better if the paper was a little bit less absorbent, if I used like a plastic thing or not. But, like I said, I wanted this to be a quick and easy lab that we do in class. So I'm finding the high points, the ridges, where the water will kind of fall off of. And because the marker um, is water soluble, as we make it rain, all this is going to dissolve, and you're gonna be able to see how the water flows. So that's kind of the idea here. Getting all the high points. Maybe some here. Lots of little details here. And like I said, I want to put a lot of ink on it. Over a few times here. Okay, so maybe those are some of the high ridges. Okay, and then we know the water is going to be falling kind of in between, like the valley. So we now I'm going to take a permanent marker, like a Sharpie, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to see where the rivers will flow. So I see like a valley here. So this is probably where the river is going to flow here, right? Maybe it's a little bit up here. And put a little lake over here. I see a valley here. I should get like a pooling of water here. And I also want to mark where the water is going to.
Senator Geslin and Devlin Fine to room 209, please. That's Senator Geslin and Devin Feynman to room 209.
I think a lot of people, this is what happens when I try to record too early in the day. A lot of distraction here. I won't be surprised somebody walks in on me too. Somebody looking for me. So the dark lines are the valleys. So this is I'm expecting the water to flow, and I'm also going to try to mark off maybe where the water might pull. So maybe there'll be a lake here. By the way, if you're doing topographic maps, this and this, I feel like this is going to be another pooling area. Um, these like lines on the outside. This is where the depressions are. So I feel like there's probably going to be a depression here, maybe a lake here. Oh, I don't know. And I feel like this probably something's going to form here as well. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Okay. All right. So I marked my lakes and I marked my rivers. So the black are my lakes and my rivers. Right. I know the water's going to flow this way. There we go. Something like that. A lot of it going to end up on the tray too. All right. And then we're going to use orange and red, and those are going to be our farms and toxic sites. So what I told the students is like, well, people tend to build farms near like floodplains. So maybe like over here, like where the rivers are, maybe somewhere around here, I'll create a farm, right? Maybe I'll create another one over here. So this represents a farm. Again, I want to give it a lot of color in here so that it will run. Maybe I'll create one up here, maybe like a rice paddy or something. Okay, and then the orange is going to be a toxic site. So maybe I'll create one here, maybe like a dumping site or something. Maybe I'll create another one. Let's make one here. Okay. All right. So, I don't know, maybe okay. You can put them anywhere you want. I didn't specify where to put them. And then the last thing to do is these. These are meant to represent forests, right? And you need to um, stick them on here. And I forgot to get them. Here it is. So you need to cut them to size, and then you want to be kind of strategic about them because in your write-up, I'm going to be asking about how forests affected the way a pollution moves around in the watershed. So I'm going to try to put some so that maybe I'll make um, one of the lakes. So maybe I'll make this area my control. So as in, like, I'm not going to put too much any vegetation around it and see if this lake and water that falls here, what it looks like without any forest. And maybe in some of the others, I'll put some forests so that to act as a block. So let's see, and I need to cut it to size because I put so much stuff on here that I don't have that much room. So I'm going to put a forest right here. Maybe that will absorb some of the toxins from getting into that lake. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take um, um, some glue stick and just stick them on here. I'm going to go right over the rivers here. That's going to be fine. So maybe that will kind of prevent some of the toxin from getting into that lake. Let's see if I can find a way to try to keep this area from getting contaminated using forests here. So maybe I'll cut a little one to block water from going into this lake. And just a little bit of glue to so that it stays, so it doesn't just fall off. And then maybe an area. Well, maybe I'll just circle the whole lake. Maybe there is a forest that is circling the lake. So maybe I'll try to protect this one a little bit better. That's the best way to do this. So I created a U-shaped forest. I'm going to put it right there. Just a little bit of glue. Okay. Let's see how that works. I don't know if it's big enough to really catch everything. Right. Maybe I don't know. We were talking about we talked about habitat fragmentation, and these are pretty fragmented forests, aren't they? They're pretty small. So, I don't know. Maybe we need a big, maybe maybe I'll do a nice big forest on the side right here. Maybe that will prevent some of the runoff that's coming off from that mountain here. Okay. Blue. You guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, there's some forest over here. What else? I'm gonna keep this as my kind of my control here. And then maybe also I'll leave this as a control too to see if I can, without any forests on this watershed. So here, so it looks like this watershed. So by the way, talking about watersheds, this is a watershed right here, right? So this is a watershed that drains into this river here. So I'm gonna keep this like free of forest. I have another watershed here, right, that drains into these bodies of water, and maybe I'll just put more forests here because that's going to be my forested watershed. Okay, there's forests everywhere here. Right. Just randomly placing forests. Right. This is going to be my other watershed that's also unprotected. So I got two watersheds here that's not protected, and I have a kind of semi-protected one here. Okay, so maybe that's good. Maybe I'm going to say that that's good. And I am going to, hold on, find my, um, I'm going to take a picture so that I can have a before and after shot of this. Okay, that's my before. And then we're going to make it rain. And because this is a water soluble ink, it should start to run. So here it goes. And I'm going to really I'm just using a water bottle here, right? And I'm not directing it at anywhere in particular. I'm just kind of letting it waterfall wherever, because you want it to go straight down. And you can really start to see some of the water falling, and you can see there's that fertilizer running down the stream here, right? So you can see this river is pretty polluted right here, right? The blue is just the water, but you can see the red and the some of the orange coming through. Let's see if I can kind of keep this going here. You need to really get it wet, and I know the paper is gonna get all whatever. Okay. So, and because of that blue around the edges, you can really see the direction in which the water is flowing, and the water should be collecting in your rivers and into your lake, right? So look at that. Okay, so it looks like I said over here, lots of runoff happening over here because it's pretty steep too. This is actually a pretty steep um, side here. So you got a lot of water coming down, and it ended up coming this way. And so this river has got a lot of the red and orange in it. It looks like all the water that fell here got absorbed by this forest, so it didn't quite make it to here. So this was contained, so it didn't even actually affect my little lake over here, or maybe the water didn't go there. And then you had this lake, which was the water ended up flowing right into it because there was nothing stopping it. And look at this one right here. All this forest here ended up protecting my little lake here. I don't see any oranges or reds in here, and not in here. I don't see anything in here. I see blue because the blue ran off here, right? And even this little river that came here looks like it was got absorbed by that little forest over here. And you also have some this forest that over here, I got a toxic site right here, but it looked like it was stopped by this forest, and it did kind of go around, but it did avoid that lake. So I think I did a pretty good job placing these forests to show that in some cases, if it's not there, it could end up, all the pollution could end up going downstream. And if you have it in a particular area, it could actually protect some of the the waterways here. So let me take another picture here so I can post it. So this looks pretty good. Okay, so that was the lab. Pretty quick. If you have these materials, you can try it at home. Instead of felt, you can use like cotton balls or cotton wipes, or even like maybe folded tissues or something like that. You just need to kind of stick it on there, and then you just spritz it, and you see what happened. It's pretty neat. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Okay, take care. Bye bye.